Throughout this topic, we're going to come across GST, and it's really the first time in the course that we've seen it. So we'll deal with it in much more detail later in the course. But for now, let's just look at how it's going to affect our CVP analysis. So what is GST, first of all? Well, it's a 10% goods and services tax, and it's charged or levied by the federal government on the sale of many goods and services in Australia. Later in the course, we'll look at, well, some goods do have it, some goods don't. We'll just tell you which ones do during this particular topic, but later in the course we'll actually learn the difference. And what we say is that, so if you went to a 7-Eleven, as a consumer you don't really notice the GST, you just pay whatever the shop tells you. So here's you over here, and here's 7-Eleven, there's a bottle of Coke, that's $3. That's how much the actual Coke is sold for. However, at the register you're going to have to pay $3.30. Sale price of $3, but you've got to pay $3.30, and obviously the difference is going to be an extra 30 cents or 10% GST. So at the register, you have to pay a total of $3.30, and that's how the GST works. So when we think about it, items with GST are made up of three amounts. There's what we call the GST Exclusive Amount, there's the GST, which is 10%, and then we say there's the total, or we call that the GST Inclusive Amount. So look at this bottle of Coke as an example. The GST Exclusive Amount was $3. The GST was 30 cents. So we would say inclusive of GST, that Coca-Cola is $3.30. And GST is all around us, so we're going to have to exclude it from our CVP calculations. We don't want it in there. So to extract it, we need a little formula. We're going to say to get the GST exclusive amount, we take the inclusive amount and divide it by 1.1. What are we talking about? Well, let's have a look at this bottle of Coca-Cola. So we want to know, for example, if it's sold for $3.30, and that's the only number we're given, what is the GST exclusive amount? Well, we just divide that by 1.1. $3.30 divided by 1.1 means that Coca-Cola has a cost of $3. Let's look at some examples in shops, particularly supermarkets. There's a lot of products with GST, so we take these 3-pack of Up and Goes. It sells for $4.95. However, that is inclusive of GST. In Australia, you can't advertise the price without GST, so the prices you see have them. So let's take it out. So I want to know how much of those Up and Goes without the tax. So we take the inclusive amount here, which is $4.95, divided by 1.1. And that is a GST inclusive amount of $4.50. So that's a $4.50 Up and Go plus 45 cents means it sells for $4.95. Let's have a look at this Powerade. $2.20. So I want to know how much is the actual Powerade without the tax. So I take the inclusive amount, which is $2.20, divided by 1.1, and that Powerade is $2. Lastly, we've got some Arnott's biscuits. They're selling for $5.50. So we take the inclusive amount, $5.50, divided by 1.1, and we can see the GST exclusive amount is $5.